What's going on? KiERAN'S Korner, Black Adam. It's the Black Adam interview. How you doing today, dude?
Dude, I'm just chilling, man.
You should bring your voice up a little bit, just so like they can hear you. You know what I mean? I don't have that great of a microphone set up in here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I need you to be a little loud for this.
I got you, Kieran. I got you.
All right, awesome. How was your morning?
I woke up, put on my robe, went
Yeah,
here.
I like the robe. You actually wear a robe a lot. Is that like your thing now?
The ladies love it.
The ladies love it. Are you saying so? Have you like gotten some tail off of that robe? Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! Like, is that all you need? So you're just saying like you just throw a robe on and all of a sudden you're just like fucking Gerard Butler?
Oh yeah, and if I lose this robe, I go and get another one.
Really? How many robes have you been through? 5? You've been through 5 robes. You do lose a fuck ton of shit. Like the one thing I do know about you is that you lose shit like all the time. So like I do believe you've been through 5 robes.
Hell yeah.
How's everything doing right now?
Dude, things are going great. I just I did a music video. I edited that, animated it.
Yeah.
I produced it.
Awesome.
I've been
That was your song Danny Phantom, right?
yeah.
That was awesome. That was a great song. You recorded that here, actually.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. That's great. We'll get into that a little bit more later. You used to be a band guy.
Yeah.
I understand.
I was in the drum line.
The drum line. How does that translate into hip hop? Like, so how did because like everyone's like, dude, this kid's like a marching band kid. Now he's just making trap music. Like, I don't know, how does that like translate into like your production of music?
It's really easy. Like now I have a really good understanding of music, of rhythm, and I just go with it, and I just know what to do. Like,
how intricate are your drums, do you think, compared to like other producers that are on your level?
they're on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 7. I feel like.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think because you're a drummer and you have that background that like that's the one part of your production that you're really meticulous about?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
That's all you care about is really drums. That was like you would say that's your first passion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you done drums for? Have you been a part of or been drumming? Yeah.
Since about 6th grade.
So 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Around that. That's awesome. What got you into that?
My dad always did drums, and I just wanted to do it, so I was like, alright, I'll give it a try.
Was he in drumline like you, or did he have like a drum set?
He was in drumline.
Oh, really? Okay. Did any of you ever have like a drum set at all?
Nope.
Really? So you just like you played the snare drum, right?
Yeah.
So that's all you did. You're just a little drummer boy.
Exactly.
Yeah. How well did you really improve with it? Like, how good were you? Like, or how good did you become at drums? Like, do you think did you improve very fast, or do you think it took you a little while?
It took me a while, but I got good.
Yeah. Like, were you?
I was doing tricks, bro.
Oh, were you really? Really?
I was doing the tricks.
Were you like varsity at one point?
I was varsity level. I got my varsity letter from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How quick? Did you get it at a young age, or did you have to like?
I got it at like my sophomore or junior year.
That's pretty good. So that's, I would assume, a way different culture than hip hop and like rap and trap music.
Yeah.
What transitioned that?
I just been listening to a lot of rap. When I was in marching band, I was like, this is pretty sick.
Who in particular?
Hobson.
Oh, really? Hobson. So is that like one of your first influences?
One of my first influences, but not like trap influences.
Cool. When did you start getting into the trap wave?
Like, I was listening to King Los. And
King Los got you into trap? Really?
yeah.
A lot of people would say like King Los is like a lyricist. You know what I mean? I wouldn't hear like
his beats are trap.
True. That is true.
He has a lot of like trap beats, and I'm like, what kind of what is this? And then like I'm listening to other beats, and it's just like it. I'm like, oh, it's just the regular trap shit.
So between were those the two people that made you want to rap, Hobson and King Los?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When did you first make your rap song? What was your first rap song? When did you first write one?
That goes back like 2013, 2014.
2014. Did you record your first song you ever wrote?
Not professionally.
Not professional, but you did record it. How did that turn out?
terrible.
Terrible. They all do. The first ones do come out really bad usually, but that's where the progression comes in afterwards. And so you had King Los and Hobson inspire you. That's probably your first stuff is probably a lot different than what you make now, because you make more like, I would say, how would you describe your music now?
Ignorant.
Like
Oh,
like I'd say I hear a lot of like Smoke Perp influences in your music, especially in like Danny Phantom in that one, and especially in Flossin' too.
Hell yeah.
You also produced Flossin', right?
Yeah.
That was one, yeah.
And Danny Phantom.
And Danny Phantom. And you produced Remember Me Too with us. Yeah. So you've been producing a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
So, but you didn't produce your first tracks when you first started rapping.
I didn't have that knowledge. Nope.
No? So you would just like do the traditional, go on YouTube, find a beat thing. Yeah. I mean, everyone's done it. Like, who hasn't? Like, you only know so many people. Like, I feel like I didn't start to meet producers until like my 4th year of rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it takes a while.
It does, yeah. So what was the process then when you would first start rapping? Like, would you just like have all these writtens and go on there and like look and match for the beats, or would you just find these beats first and be like, oh, I have all these beats, so like let me write to them?
The beats. I'd find the beats and then I'd write to them. I'd record it.
Yeah.
And bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. So how did that all come into place? Did you make like a project at all?
Yeah, I made my first project, Apex, and I did that when I was graduating high school. It turned out pretty well. It was more or less just a bunch of, it was like a couple remixes, a lot of original shit.
Well, what would you say your original content is like?
It's the starting point.
Because from what I understand, like, there's a big difference of you in high school and in school, and of you after school and after you went away to college as well. So, and I even hear it in your music. Well, whatever you have posted now.
Yeah.
Like, what's your oldest song posted on your SoundCloud? Where does that date to?
Every day.
Every day, really?
Yeah.
So that's a feature I'm on, actually. So you were already in Richmond, Virginia by the time you put that out.
Yeah.
So you don't even have on your SoundCloud music of you in high school at all? No. It's just not up to quality. It's like way different from what you make now.
Yeah, it's a completely different vibe.
What would you say the vibe was?
The vibe was, for what? My older shit?
Yeah, like what was the content you were really touching on?
Depression.
Oh, so you wanted to talk about like mental health and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Would people relate to that? Because like I feel like that. What was that, about 2014, 2015, around that time?
Yeah.
So like I feel like now that's like hit a lot, but I feel like at that time that wasn't really a big subject matter. You know, like only really like Kid Cudi like touched us on stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
Like, and there was like a little gap. Like not a lot of people like talked about that.
That's completely
maybe some
why
of it. Maybe
my direction.
Oh really? So like you just didn't even get onto there.
It just felt like I was bitching all the time, and I was just like, I gotta change the route. And then I started listening to more music that I enjoyed. Found King Los and shit.
Yeah. What did also you going down to Virginia and like just totally changing up your whole setting like really influence you as well?
Definitely, bro.
Oh, really?
That was like the biggest influence, and still is my biggest influence.
No, you're from Barnegat, New Jersey, which is, if I'm gonna guess, fucking 100 times different than Richmond, Virginia, right?
Yeah.
So was there like a culture shock? Like what was your first day at college like? When you first?
Hello blunts, bro. Hello blunts to the face.
Tell me about it. You like so. Did your mom like drop you off like there, do the whole road trip, like, you know?
Yeah, like I went there, we did the road trip. They left. I was like, bye. Like it wasn't like for the first few days, like it took a couple days before I started realizing that this place is fucking lit.
Oh really?
Yeah. And I just started noticing like subtle shit. Like there was blunt wraps all over the ground, and I was like, oh word, I'm about to go and cap some weed at this place. And everybody there just smoked weed, bro, did drugs. It was ridiculous.
Everyone in college does, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Huh.
It was like a really like tough surrounding though. There was like a lot of people getting like shot and stabbed and shit. It was just fucked.
Yeah, so that's probably the element because in Barney people like to get fucked up like regardless, but like that part, how was that? How were you coping with that?
It was tough.
Were you scared at all at some points? Like
I wasn't really scared because I knew that like I wasn't stupid enough to let shit happen to me. But
but like you never know sometimes though. You could just like be out there and like you just at the wrong place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like you caught up in some shit. Like
that's why I left.
That's why you left, yeah.
Yeah, I left before anything bad could happen because I noticed that a lot of shit was going down. There was riots on my campus and shit.
How were your roommates like, and like the people you were hanging with?
It was cool. I got my roommate to smoke the weeds once.
Oh, once? Like, was he like not like into that really?
Yeah, he wasn't really into it. I used to just fuck with him and just like just like try to get a reaction out of him. Just be some weird ass motherfucker.
Yeah, was he like just like a college student? Like he's not like
average Joe.
He was just the average Joe. What about like I know you've told me before that Richmond's it's a very big commuter school out there, so like there's a lot of people that are in state out there, and are there just a lot of people just trapping out of there?
Bruh, I've never seen so much drugs in my life.
Yeah, that really. Did you ever just like have people like come like into your dorm and just like start like trapping from your dorm?
A little bit.
Yeah, would it get like crazy and weird at points?
There wasn't any tension because nothing ever got to that.
Yeah.
Probably because everybody knew that like shit was like the way it was in Richmond. So if you acted up, shit would happen.
Were there a lot of guns?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Dude, were you like the only one like in your crew like not strapped?
Yeah,
basically.
I was like, shit, bro. What am I gonna do, man? But there was hella gun stores, bro.
Oh, really? Yeah. So it's like really just easy to get a gun out there.
It's easy, bro.
Yeah. So people are just locked and loaded then.
Exactly.
Did your homies notice you weren't from the area? Were they just like big on like, all right, he's not from here, so we gotta like show him how to move a little bit?
That's exactly what they did.
That's cool though that they took you in, because like I know there's a lot of people that can like take advantage of people like you for you being naive to the setting that you're in, and they can like that could end up being bad shit. But like it's actually good that you got lucky that you got surrounded by people that like looked out for your best interests at the same time.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
They turned out to be my best friends.
That's great when you found out there. So you go down to Virginia. How did that like influence your music?
Everybody was just bumping a bunch of trap shit, bro. Like Migos, Young Dolph, Travis Scott. Yeah. That's when I really got into Travis Scott.
Well, like Georgia's not too far. Like Atlanta, Georgia's not too far away from there. I'm pretty sure. So there's probably a lot of like ATL influence. There's probably people from Atlanta that went to like Virginia. Like right there. So you hear all that and you come back up. You're still not producing your beats yet, right?
No.
At this point in time. Did you smoke weed when you went away to college? Did you start smoking a little bit before that?
A little before, towards the end of my senior year.
But then when you went to college, you started really burning. And I think I started noticing that in your music too. So you started speaking more about like trapping, like smoking some weed, like you're talking like 804, like you're talking like all that stuff. And were people like taken back, like that like knew you, like what the fuck happened to this guy? Like,
bro, people hit me up all the time, like, bro, what happened to you? Like,
yeah, like they're just. Did this concern your family at all? Like, did they notice your change, like drastic change?
Yeah, my mom's like, you're smoking weed, you're not doing anything. And shit, and like she was concerned, and then now she sees I'm doing so much shit, putting in all this work, producing, editing videos, etc., just taking care of my shit. So now she respects it. I got the respect from my family over all of that, so I'm not even concerned. My pops supports me 110%.
Well, that's good. Like that's how you really need it to be if you want. Like it's really good to have supportive people to do this because when you start off, you're kind of just in the hole,
Yeah, like you don't know what to think.
Yeah, you don't know what to think, and like you're taking like hits financially. You're sacrificing a lot of time, distributing so much effort into your craft, and like there's definitely points where you're like, is this even fucking worth it? Like
There have been times, yeah, but it's times like these where I'm like, definitely is worth it, bro. Like I just dropped a music video. I just produced a track. Like,
Yeah, and you basically did that all yourself too at the same time.
yeah, I've been getting a lot of recognition just taking care of my shit.
That's awesome.
Pays off.
It does pay off, and like that's really what it comes out to. Like sometimes the payoff isn't in money. It's like you see all your hard work just right in front of your face. It's now a tangible. Like your thoughts are now tangible. They're like out there in the world.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's just awesome. Like all that time and effort's like actually there. It's like accounted for. You know, like it's an actual piece of inventory in your life now. Like you just have a discography you created. When did you start producing?
I started producing like 4 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. So your beats actually sound pretty good for you know what I mean? Like they're pretty clean. The mixes are alright. Like is that just your knowledge of music that you've already brought into it that like helps out like with that? Like cuz like I know people that have sat down for like a year or two and they're just like I can't even like figure, you know what I mean? I still can't figure out like my song. Like what makes it click for you?
Probably my knowledge, just my general knowledge of music. But like it's easy for me. I don't know why. Like it just comes natural to me at this point.
Are you like a techie guy, would you say? Very hands-on.
I'm very good with computers.
So like that, like just using the program, like even if you didn't, do you think even if you didn't have as much knowledge of music as you did, like you think you could probably like fuck with some of these programs and yeah, totally too. What's like, where's your tech background come from?
I just always liked using computers. Like I had a computer when I was young as fuck. I just clicking on the web and shit, taking care of shit, doing the classics.
The classics?
Yeah.
What is that?
The classics, it's everything, bro.
Everything?
It's everything.
It's everything? Awesome.
The classics are everything.
So, where did Black Adam come from? His name's Jordan. You were originally Jordan North, too.
Yeah.
Like, was that any Kanye West influence?
A little bit.
A little bit Kanye West influence. So where does Black Adam come in?
I just was chilling with my boy, and he started calling me Black Adam because he had a friend White Adam, and I guess he wasn't cool enough. And I replaced him, Black Adam.
Does that like a lot of people like don't like to like change? You know what I mean? Because they're like, hey, I'm not the black version of this kid. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people would have a problem, but like you kind of took that road with it.
Oh hell yeah! Everybody knows me as Black Adam. I just got to at this point. Like,
does White Adam have a problem with it?
He did, and then he got over it.
He got over it? Has he like hit you up like, yo, this is bullshit? Like, stop trying to like make a thing off of my thing, like, you know?
He was like trying to talk shit to me, and I was like, dude, why are you talking shit to me when I never said anything down on you or anything bad to you? I never disrespected you. I always kept the peace. And he's like, you're right, bro. I'm like, exactly. So
so
leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, so like, there was just like events on it. Yeah, I don't even know. I guess it would be a little weird, like coming off as it, but it's not like you're saying like fuck White Adam at the same time. You know, you're just riding with like what you're giving, and like I don't know, maybe like Jordan North kind of sounds like, you know, something like the Cleveland Show or Family Guy makes up to like, you know, like make a Kanye West parody, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or something like that. Like now, like Black Adam, that kind of sounds like parody-ish, but like you can actually run with that because like, you know, it kind of rolls off the tongue. Black Adam.
Exactly.
Nice little 3-syllable.
The Black Adam classics.
Is that, you gonna tag that?
Oh yeah.
That's how you do. Do you have anything you're working on?
Yeah, I got some written, and what I do now is like I write and construct the beat at the same time.
That's probably makes your song sound so much better.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm in the middle of right now.
Oh yeah?
I'm making some really dark shit, bro.
Oh, are you trying to like go back on like your depression type stuff? Are you trying to like do you think you're ever gonna like try to like mix it kind of like how Lil Xan does in a weird way where like you take like all the talk of mental health and like kind of clash it with like the trap music? Do you think you're gonna see yourself going down that path one day?
Possibly, bro.
But you're just like kind of rolling with, you know what I mean? Because you're still in like kind of a constructive phase right now. You're just kind of seeing how you're doing. Like you're like, what are you? This is your second track you've produced for yourself. Yeah, that you released. Yeah, and then you released Bet. Like that's another one. But that was produced by someone else, correct? Yeah. That's someone you found. That's good though. You can start. Are you just gonna start like just doing your own productions?
That's what I plan on. Like, try not to go and use anybody else's beats.
Are you just doing that for like the integrity of an artist, or are you doing that because like maybe one day you're like, all right, I can make more money off this doing this one day potentially?
Oh, I like having my own original content. I just like it. And like, if I know that I'm not gonna get sued for it, that's a plus.
Well, yeah, that doesn't like get buried in there. A lot of people do that though. Like I've come to find that a lot of songs that have come to blow up, like it's not even these guys' beats, and then there's conflict. The producer ends up suing them, and when I made Smoke Pounds, that's actually not my beat. So like when I was like getting little traction at the time, like I'm kind of glad like that didn't like really blow up. You know what I mean? Because then I'd just be dealing with so many problems. Because like if that really blew up, like you know the odds of like the producer hearing his own beat and then being like, "Who the hell is this guy using my beat?" Like you know, like someone I literally never talked to or heard of before. And then that's when like the lawyers get called, and then like C&Ds get distributed, and then like people want to block your content, and like I feel no one wants to deal with that.
It's extra.
It is extra, and it's weird. It's kind of weird to think because a lot of guys in the SoundCloud era, they just find and take these beats anyway, and they're distributing their music for free anyway. So in a weird way, it's like, well, why do you care? I'm using it for a nonprofit use. I'm literally not profiting off this, you know?
Yep.
But at the same time, like the odds of that person even crediting the producer, like people just don't credit anybody. So literally, like the beats out there, someone could literally think I produced that beat. You know, if you don't credit it. You know, that's credit the producers at least. You know, we're gonna take some stuff. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Look like the heat miser. Do you have anything else to say for the audience?
It's the Black Adam Classics, baby.
All right, well, that's KiERAN'S Korner. I have Black Adam right here, and that's going to be it for it. This is a Black Adam interview.